There are three categories of fundamental motor skills, and they are stability, which are static and dynamic postures, for example balancing; locomotor, body movements with both vertical and horizontal movements, for example walking or running; and manipulative motor skills, which are fine and gross motor skills, for example riding.
Today we'll be learning about the skill of dodging. Dodging is a movement that is made up of both locomotor and stability motor skills, combining running, bending, stretching and turning. So what is dodging? According to the Harvard Dictionary, dodging is to avoid someone or something by a sudden, quick movement. Dodging can be used to avoid collisions in major sports such as netball or rugby, or can be used in minor games such as octopus or tiggy.
Learning dodging is fundamental to every student in every classroom. As it states in the Australian and Victorian curriculum, within the foundation stage, that students need to learn these fine motor skills as it provides the children with competence and confidence in movement abilities, so it needs to be taught from the very beginning of the educational stage. Dodging can be used everywhere in today's society, whether it be walking down the streets in the city with thousands of people bumping and colliding into each other, to the football field, dodging a tackle, or netball trying to create a possession. Having confidence in these abilities will eventually become second nature to the students, which is what a teacher aims for their students to have.
Dodging should be taught from foundation according to the Victorian and Australian curriculum. It should be introduced early on, as it is a complex skill that needs to be built on throughout primary school. Dodging is a fundamental skill that is a stepping stone to a lot of other skills and games, as it needs to be mastered before it can be applied to other physical activities and sports. Students should have mastered the skill of dodging before grade 4. The student should be running forward on a diagonal angle towards the point at which the dodge should be taking place. With eyes focused forwards in the direction they are heading, children should bend both knees and lower their body away from the direction that they're heading. They should push off their outside foot, gaining power to run off in the intended direction. To recap, the things that we look for in a successful dodge are: eyes are focused forward at all times, not down at feet. The body should be lowered during the motion due to bend in knees. Direction change should occur by a bend in the outside knee and pushing off the inside foot. The change in direction should occur in one single step, not multiple small steps. The dodge should be practiced so that it can be repeated equally on both sides.
Rubber discs or cones are good for younger students to begin learning with, as the discs will not slip around when stood upon. Cones, on the other hand, are easier to see from a distance as they are three-dimensional. Games such as octopus and tail tiggy using coloured bands can occur to practice the skill. Teachers should be prepared with progressions such as using small beanbags for games such as Rob the Nest. Throwing a ball to a partner whilst dodging around cones is a further progression and will help with games later on such as netball.
Teachers should position themselves from various viewpoints when teaching the dodge. Firstly, they should meet the child at the position where the dodge is taking place, in order to talk to them through it if they need be. Next, when the child is a little more confident, the teacher should be positioned a little further back, in order to observe the child's technique. The teacher should then evaluate with the child about what needs to be improved, and stand a little closer so that they can step in and help again if they need to rise. The student should have a lot of space to practice the skill, and students should be positioned in a way so that they do not run into each other or into anything else such as trees or equipment.
A common error with small children would be to use multiple small steps instead of performing a dodge correctly by just pushing off the outside foot. This can be rectified by walking through the dodge in slow motion and getting the child to stop before pushing off into the dodging motion. Another common error is to not lower the body and to not push firmly off the outside foot. By not lowering the body at the knee, you run the risk of jarring or overextending the knee. By not pushing firmly off the outside foot, very little power is gained from the dodging motion. To rectify this issue of not bending the knee, get the child to squat down a little more and touch an appropriately heighted cone before pushing off with their outside foot.
Information about fundamental motor skills is readily available using a search engine such as Google. Google can provide thousands of internet sites that are relevant to your specific topic of search. From the search were programs derived from the state governments of Australia, which all had many little programs and ideas for teachers and anyone who wishes to use it to enhance the awareness and abilities of fundamental motor skills. Each of the websites also produce specific age-leveled programs ranging from foundations all the way up to Year 10. These programs are only a small selection and there are thousands more.